Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Texans Fan Battle Podcast. I'm your host, Matthew Briggs, and with my co-host, I got Mr. Crenshaw. Say what's up to the folks.
What's the deal? Crenshaw back in the building.
Yeah, what an exciting weekend of football from Thursday all the way to Monday. It was a hell of a weekend for football. Let's start off with round football. The most shocking team so far for you, week one. Who is it?
Man, it's tough because I would have said Dallas if they would have pulled off the victory. But since they lost, I'm gonna have to go with the Eagles.
Okay.
We have to go with the Eagles because during the summer they were saying Hurts wasn't the guy. He might be second string. Then they made a trade for Minshew, and Hurts went out and showed that, hey, I'm QB1. You ain't taking my spot.
Yeah, and don't forget the rumors of Deshaun going up there.
Exactly that as well. So hopefully he balls out. That's one less team, that want to get the shot.
Right. Uh, so I would have to say it was the Cardinals, man. I mean, I thought they were going to be good, but I didn't think they were going to be that good. I mean, I get Tennessee Titans defense ain't something,
Mm-hmm.
spectacular, but on both sides of the field, man, they were lights out. It was impressive to watch, especially Tender Jones. That dude had a heck of a day. So I'm just glad to see him. I wish JJ got a sack, but hey.
Now that guy that Chandler was beating for those sacks. Now I might have misread it, but they had him top 10 in the pro football. And how was he top 10?
Well, I mean, he did come off an injury and he did get busted for PEDs. So I mean, I'm not saying it, but you look at Brian Cushing. Ever since he got off the PEDs, the
Yeah, he
dude
ain't been the
wasn't the
same.
same. So I I don't know, but yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, he fell off hard. 5 sacks,
Mm-hmm.
man. That's just even. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a video going around. What's that safety for the Cardinals? Uh,
Buda Baker.
Buda Baker lit him up, man. I mean, just pancaked him, put him on the ground. I was like, gee, and that guy's like half his size. So it was rough, very rough. So, you got your most impressive. What's your least impressive?
My least impressive team has to be the Packers. I mean, now I know it's a stat going around that Rodgers doesn't play good in Florida, but that game was crazy. It's almost like he just showed up to training camp, didn't do had no reps, just hey look, put me in the game, coach. I'm gonna do my thing, but he looked horrible. He looked horrible, and I expect him to bounce back this week, but last week was a bad showing.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he wasn't in it. I seen a stat too. Next week, if a quarterback throws the ball down in front of him the whole game, he will have a higher QB rating than Rodgers did last week.
That's crazy.
Right.
That's
So
that's crazy.
is this not that's not Aaron Rodgers, and he screwed me a lot in fantasy football. Like I
He
have
screwed a
him in
lot of
three
people.
leagues, dude. Him and Aaron Jones is screwed me big time. Um, I would have to say on the opposite of the Cardinals, I had to go with Titans. They just they were supposed to be this offensive juggernaut this year with Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, Derrick Henry, and they just fell flat on their face. I don't think Julio Jones caught a ball, did he? I mean,
I'm not for sure. I know Henry, they held him in check, and I don't know if they D line just that good or Henry just slowing down. I mean, I was shocked on that right there.
but I mean, if you look back at the history of running backs with 2,000 yards, they just start to go downhill. So I mean, look at Chris Johnson. He after his 2K yard, he went downhill. So who knows? Hopefully, bounce back this week because again, they're having fantasy football. So I got,
Yeah,
I gotta have them top game. So before we get into the best part of the show, uh, Who is your most impressive player of this week?
My most impressive, I gotta say Jameis Winston. He didn't throw for a lot of yards because he didn't have to, but 5 touchdowns was real efficient. I guess getting his eyes fits really helped him out.
Hey,
Um, so yeah, I gotta say Winston.
mine had to be Matt Stafford. I knew with a different head coach, with some weapons, with the offensive line, I knew he was going to eat. And man, he was a beast Sunday night. This
Yeah,
is
he was.
so yeah, it was a good week of football. I would say who was your most disappointing, but we both probably agree on the same person, and that'd be Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yes, yes,
Come
definitely
on.
a
Yeah,
person of especially him. Yeah, most disappointing.
yeah. It's just there's not no way around it. You can't pick nobody other than him. Um, before we go in, breaking news. Never say his last name, but running back for the Niners, Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, I know you're saying I can't pronounce the last name as well.
He's out for the season, and then their cornerback Jason Verrett, he's been in the league 5 years. This is his fourth season-ending injury.
He need
So,
to retire.
dude, I'm telling you, I feel bad for the Niners. They can't stay healthy. If they
Hmm.
stay healthy, they'd be a Super Bowl contending team. But
Yeah,
it's awful, man.
yeah, it is awful.
But I tell you what isn't awful. Week 1 against the Jaguars, baby. Let's talk about it. It's not Monday, but let's talk about Victory Monday. Let's dive right in. What was your thoughts? You were there live at the game. Tell us.
Okay, well, I went into the game now. I knew who was going to win, but I was expecting this offensive juggernaut that we put up. I think that was the most points, whatever, on the opening day, I believe, or opening something like that. It was crazy. Now, at first, the first series, went 3 and out, almost got an interception. I'm like, okay, same old Texans, slow start. But after that, they picked it up. They got in the red zone. They scored, whether it was a touchdown or a field goal. So that was very, very eye opening right there. Because usually the Bill O'Brien Texans, we start off slow, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Then the field possession, we are finally getting the end zone. So that was the thing that really intrigued me. I feel like Tim Kelly, he called the plays to the player's strength. So Tyrod didn't have to do too much. He just did just enough. I feel like Tyrod, I like how he threw the ball down the field because he usually don't. I think this is the second game in his career that he had that many passing attempts. And if we're going to get that Tyrod, this could be a playoff team. If we could get that Tyrod every game. Because now he's not limited. Now he's not checked down Tyrod, not checked down Tyrod. He's going through his reads. He's going down the field. Then he run when he have to. Because there's plenty of times in the game he could have made a run, but he waited and waited and waited, then made the play. So I really, really like that.
Kind of like a Deshaun Watson type plays. Get out of that arm tackle, step back, and just throw the ball to Brandon Cooks. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we've seen it before, and it's good to see the same thing, and not knowing the drama with Deshaun Watson. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so. What impressed me was the defense. I mean, um, it wasn't lights out, but we didn't get a lot of sack. I think we got one sack and was Whitney Merciless. That was kind of surprising to me, but
Mm-hmm.
the pressure was there.
Yeah.
Lawrence always had to step up in the pocket. He was always making runs for it, and it made him throw 3 interceptions. So I mean, it's looked good to me. Uh,
Yeah.
I like that cover too, especially with the Hargraves pick. I mean, him just spying there on that low for that curl route, and Lawrence didn't see him. First, I was hoping for a pick six, but
He was close.
yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, it was close. But we are noticing that that middle of the field is study being wide open from preseason to this game. So that's something they got to work on, especially going into next week against the Browns.
Yeah.
The middle of the field.
I did notice that there was a lot of in the middle. I'm hoping when Lon Johnson comes back, if he comes back healthy, I think that's gonna be cut down. Hopefully, I mean, who knows? Because I think it was who was out there. Murray was out there instead of Johnson.
Yeah, they had Murray. Yeah, he started.
Liability Murray. That is reminds me of the old boy from Remember the Titans. It's a liability out there.
Oh man,
I tell you. But what also was impressive from my standpoint was the running game. I mean, we just went out there and just ran it in the mouth, and they just couldn't stop it. And I think that's what we've been missing last year. We couldn't get the run game going. So now that we got it going, we opened up our playbooks to way many things.
So, do you think the run game is because it's better coaching, or them moving tighter to the left side, or because Cannon has his play? I mean, Cannon didn't allow no pressures that game. For a guy that didn't play in 2 years, that was very, very impressive. So now I'm thinking, okay, how's Charlie Heck going to get in on this right now?
Right. To me, I think it's a mixture of both. I think it is a mixture of coaching. It is. I mean, Howard's a great player, and he's just going to get better with each game. I mean, his rookie season, he was hurt. Last year, he had a great season. Just had a lot of penalties. So far, he got those penalties unwrapped. I mean, that's the only thing, So it's just, reps. That's the only thing that he can get. So hopefully, moving on, it'd be better. But I like the whole new offensive line. Last year's offensive line was terrible. This one just gives you hope. There's holes, being open for these guys. They're not running into a pile. I mean, David Johnson looked good. Mark Egan looked really good. And Lindsey,
he looked real. Yeah, because it's like they had Mark going between tackles. They had Phillip on the sweeps. Then they had Johnson coming out the backfield. So it's like I say, Tim Kelly, he just dialed up a great game plan. I really like that. I think we got one sack, but that sack was, I don't know. They just gave that guy that sack right there. But other than that, I mean, the pocket was clean. If we could get a clean pocket like that, man, whoa.
I mean, there's only maybe 3 real plays where he was under pressure, that sack that you mentioned, and then those 2 times where he got out of those tackles. But I mean, 3 out of how many times he threw the ball? 28. I mean, I'll take that. I'll take that every day of the week.
Every day of the week.
Everybody is concerned about their yards per carry. I think it was an average of 3.6. I mean, I'm not worried about it. 3.6.
It's only because in the third quarter it was up 34-7. So they didn't want to put a whole bunch of points on the board. So they just ran it 2 yards here, 1 yard here. So that's the reason why. But other than that, I'm not too much worried about it.
I agree. And that's what I was gonna say too. I think it's because they were just trying to run the clock out.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with that last touchdown from Trevor Lawrence. I don't think it was a breakdown of defense. I just think they were out there just, giving that prevent defense that I hate. I don't know why anybody runs it, but they were giving them room, and they just went down there and scored. But when you're up that much, there's nothing. You know what I mean?
We'll take it. We'll take it. Get the dub. I mean, even to the first 2 scores, it came off personal fouls. So who knows if they don't call those? Do they score?
Right.
Or do they just kick a field goal? So
or I mean, I get why he did it. Why Coley did it, where he didn't decline the penalty and he accepted it and make it get him out of field goal range. I get that. But who knows? Josh Lambo kicks the field goal. I mean, who if he makes it. But,
exactly.
I mean, that gamble, man, high risk, high reward. So
and it's a learning experience. It's a learning experience for him as well.
Right.
So I mean, next time he might accept the penalty next time.
To me, I like everything I've seen so far. I mean, yes, it's game 1. I'm not crowning him coach of the year, but he's poised. He's hyped. That's what you want out of your coach. You want that emotional. you don't want to go back into the locker room and say, "Oh, this loss is on me. I gotta change." No, you don't want to hear that bull.
Man, we've been hearing that for 15 years, man.
Right, right. We want a guy with emotion and leadership. I think that's what we got in Cole. So,
and he's letting the assistant coaches coach instead of trying to coach them like Bill was doing. He's trying to coach them as well. Let assistant coaches do their job. Let them coach their players, their guys, and everything could be okay.
yeah.
And that's what I like. Now let me point out something from last pod. I told you Brown was going to eat. Farrell Brown was going to eat, and he ate.
Bro, that catch. Oh man.
One hand.
Oh, bro. I'm like, even when he caught it, I was like, dude, Crenshaw was right. Like,
yeah,
dude, it was. He might be the tight end one. I mean, they might say,
man.
Look, the way that Nick Casario is working, we can get a fifth or sixth out of Jordan Akins. So, I mean, start dialing up, start working.
Yeah, right. And then another guy that I mentioned that I want us to keep. You see, we brought him back too, Jaleel Johnson.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he's back on. I was able to get him back on the squad because he's a pretty good player.
Yeah, and then from the other part, we talked about that Dame Amendola pickup. I mean, he did what he was supposed to. I mean, it wasn't flashy, but he got the job done. I think he had like 40 yards in a TD. I mean,
he caught everything that went to him.
Right. So I'm glad it's going into a smooth transition. But again, it's week 1. It's against the Jags. See, I was telling everybody, we're not the worst roster in the NFL. We're not.
Exactly.
We're not. The Jags are just terrible. We just got the drama.
Yeah.
So everybody assumes that we suck, but obviously, and watching this week, I say we're better than the Jets.
Oh yeah.
I say we're better than the Lions.
Of course.
And I say we're better. In 2 weeks, week 3, we beat the Panthers. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't trust Sam Darnold, and they didn't do very good against the Jets. So.
And they only used one player the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, they use him a lot. That's why he got hurt.
Yeah. See that one of those during the offseason, they were talking about all the Deshaun Watson trade theories, and one of them was a first, 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and Christian McCaffrey. I was like, woohoo, sign me up. I'll take that in a heartbeat. That dude's a beast, but he's a good player, but I agree with you. He's too big of a workhorse,
Yeah, I mean, already it's too big. Now I'll take one of the wide receivers they got over there. I'll take that, but really I want the defensive end Burns. I want him on the squad.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, he's looking good. So going into week 2, we're playing the Browns. They're coming off a loss against Kansas City, a heartbreaking loss to that. There for a minute, I thought they were going to pull the upset and beat KC at KC. So, what's the key? What's the key for us to win on Sunday?
Well, the key for us to win on Sunday is the key for every team on the Browns. Stop the run. But that's something that no team has been able to do. They're going to average their 5 yards a carry. They got one of the best offensive lines of the game. But I saw today one of their best guards are going to be maybe out this Sunday, so that's going to be huge for us. But I say just limit the run. You can't stop it. Just trying to limit the run, make Baker beat you because I don't believe in Baker Mayfield. I mean, they got Jarvis over there and they got the rookie over there, but I feel like our DBs could keep up with them. And that tight end, he's going to eat because they made the field stay wide open. Now, if Lonnie comes back, I feel like Lonnie is good enough to defend that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, like I say, just trying to contain the run. Tyrod, do your thing. Don't make the mistakes. Take what the defense give you, and I feel like we might could win. I had that game as a loss, but after watching what they did Sunday, yes, it's the Jags. I feel like they might could beat the Browns because Browns lost, emotional loss. They're gonna come back this week. They might overlook us like, okay, we're playing Texans, we should beat them, and we might could beat them.
Well, you're right on the emphasis of stopping the run. The good thing is, player that's not getting the look at that he should is Ross Blaylock. He stopped that run and against Jacksonville. I think he's a great run stopper. So hopefully him and Charles Omenihu can get in there and your boy Johnson. I look, Chubb and Hunt gotta be the best duo right now in the NFL in running
Oh
back.
yeah,
I mean,
no doubt.
It's dirty. I agree with you. I don't trust Baker quite yet. I mean, yeah, he had a good year last year, but he's not over that hump yet. So you gotta make him beat you. I just think I'm loving this Tampa defense. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I think this Lovie Smith defense is just with all the schemes and the spies is great. So
yeah.
I'm
And the
hoping.
crazy part,
Go ahead.
the crazy part, he didn't have to just really play it like full time last game. It just he just showed you a little bit of it and it worked.
Yeah.
So that's the cold part about it. Now, when he really, really put it out there, we're gonna see what it really can do.
Right. Now, the Browns pass rush is dirty. I mean, you got Clowney on one end. If he can bring the hype like he did last week, and you got Myles Garrett on the other end, I mean that's dirty. But I'm not sold on the run defense. So to beat them, we got to run the ball down the throat like we did Sunday. And Tyrod Taylor's got to do what Tyrod Taylor does and not turn over the ball. We got to win the turnover battles no matter what. I mean, I know that's the main key in every game, but with the offense and defense like the Browns, it's hard you got to keep the Browns off the field if you want to win that game. So it's crucial. I kind of wanted to agree with you about a win, but man, it was the back of my mind.
It's tough.
I don't. They're behind the Chiefs. Behind, they're the Bills. They're a championship caliber team. So it's just to me, I'm saying we're coming off a loss next week. So,
well, check this out. The good part about that, even with a loss, we still gonna be first place in the division, no matter what happens.
Look, man.
No matter what happens, we first place in the division for at least 2 weeks in a row.
The Colts and the Titans have a tough schedule next week.
Yep.
So, and they can go 0-2.
Exactly.
And I don't know who the Jaguars are playing because
they're playing Denver. They're playing Denver, and Denver's going to beat them.
Yeah. So I mean, we can still be 1-1. They being 0-2.
Yep.
And going into, I just don't see us losing to Carolina, bro. I just don't.
No, we can't. But look, I didn't see that. Was that last year we played them? Year before last, and they beat us. Yeah, it was year before last, and they beat us. I didn't see us losing to them. So who knows? Who knows, man? But still, we should be able to beat the Panthers.
We have better coaching this year, though. So hopefully,
exactly, way better coaching.
So you predict a win. I predict a loss. What's your prediction? What's the score? What's your hot take of the game?
Okay, I'm going.
Hey, I gotta give you props, bro. You came pretty close to prediction last week. Came real close. I think you're off like 3 or 4 on us and like 6 or 7 on them. So I mean, you came pretty close.
Yeah, let me see, because I checked the weather. The weather's going to be good, 75 degrees out there. So
and
they
it's in Cleveland too, correct?
Yeah, it's in Cleveland. Yeah, so they can play. I'm gonna go 27-23.
Okay, and you're taking the Texans.
I'm taking the Texans.
Okay.
27-23 and taking the Texans. I feel like Tyrod's going to go back there, show them, hey, I could have been your QB1. Terrence Mitchell is going to have another fight with Jarvis Landry. Man, it's going to be.
I forgot about that, bro. Hey,
He's
look,
go out there and do his thing.
how pumped were you that Justin Britt was that makes me happy when you see a center, starting shit with the other team. It just that gives me some pump, some energy. When Justin Britt was getting into the Jags, pushing them around, like that gives me pump as a fan. So
See, the division he came from is a tough division. So and that's all they did was fight over there, tough players. So he's trying to bring that same, over here with us because our division is nothing like the NFC West, nothing like that division. So I like that.
And the culture change. I mean, you have to change it. So I love it. But with my predictions, man, tough. I'm gonna go 21-17 Browns.
Okay.
I say we keep it the game, but just can't pull it off.
Can't pull it off. So is your boy Nick Chubb gonna hit us with a long run at the end of the game like last year?
No, I'm gonna say it's Hunt.
Oh, it's gonna be Hunt. Okay. Hunt, yeah.
I say he's gonna have a game where San Francisco is like, look, hey, hello, how many firsts do you want for this man? We gotta have. I mean, I don't know why he's not a starting run back in the league yet. I really don't.
Yeah.
So I think Hunt's gonna have a career day against us. I hope he doesn't, but I'm just a fanboy for Hunt. So
yeah, last time both of them had over 100 yards on us last time we played them last year.
Yeah. But we had the ranked 32 rush defense in the league. So
yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. So we're gonna see. I feel like Levy, he's gonna have something for that, but still, it's hard to stop them. Man, it's hard to stop that run game because the offensive line is so good, man. Golly.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, before we bounce on the outside, looking in of the NFL, what besides the Texans? I mean, I know that's the team that matters. Is H-Town, but what team are you excited to see this week?
To see this week. So as far as the game or just the team?
The game.
The game this week. I guess I have to look at the Rams and the Colts. Some fact that we're gonna play both teams, so I could scout them, and we're gonna see is the Rams really for real. Now I hope they win because it's against the Colts, but they on the road in Indy. Indy's pretty good at home, so that's the game I'm looking forward to right there.
See, I'm gonna keep it in the division, but I'm going Titans and Seattle. Same thing. I don't know. No, we don't play the Seahawks this year, do we?
Yeah, we do. We do play Seattle.
Okay.
They come to NRG.
Okay. So same thing, kind of see both teams. And I just want to see if it was a fluke of the Cardinals. If the Cardinals just had the game plan or the Titans really falling apart. So
well, that game is in Seattle, so that's definitely a win for them.
Yeah. So I hate to see it happen to Vrabel, but I like to see it happen to Vrabel. So all right, man. Well, before we get off here, let all the folks know where we can find you at on social media.
It's at Fifth Ward Crenshaw everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, that's me.
All right. And of course you can find me. I need to change my name because here soon I'm not going to be called a Sad and Texans fan anymore.
Yeah, you can't be sad no more.
Right. But Sad and Texan fan on Twitter, Matthew Briggs on Facebook. You can find us at Texans Fan Battle Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and also you can find our episodes everywhere now: iTunes, Google Music, Amazon. Hey Alexa, play Texas Fan Battle.
Yeah.
You get your stuff.
We're global.
Yeah, we're getting there. So, guys, it was great. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Peace.